Hey, you're looking at my Kemper. I had an amp go out on me, and I had a hole in my amps and cabinet here, and a Kemper fit really, really nice. This is going to be a first impression of my Kemper amp. You know, there's a lot of videos out there where people jam on these things. They're really good. Show you all these programs. I figured I'd just do a first impression of a guy who really just does tube amps. I have this Line 6. That's the closest thing to a digital programmer, but has a tube. But it does have digital from Line 6, and the tubes are from Bogner. So that's like, cool, right? But, this is a little bit different, this Kemper. And my first impression when I opened up the box is it is cool looking. It's got that old school retros, 50s diner on the table type of look. I could have got the rack unit style, which I think if I was touring, it would have been cool. But I don't tour. So if I do go out and jam somewhere or play gigs with people, I should say, I would take this thing. It would very, it would, it does the job. Sounds great. It's about 99 or 98, 97% of the actual tone of any amp. But the difference is, to me, these tones are like being in a control room. If you ever went to a cool professional recording studio where they mic your cabinets in a different room and run a cable into the mixer, and they run all these cool little compressions and sound editing and stuff to your sound, and you're in the control room with the guitar and you're playing, and it just sounds so cool through $5,000 each speaker monitors. That's what this thing sounds like in real time. It's cool. It really sounds good. The ins and outs on these things, it has a lot of outs. You can do XLR, quarter inch outs with computer stuff, controllability with USB ports. It has it all. Your first impressions of this is, oh my God, I hope it's not hard to play. Well, kind of is. But you know what you can do? You can just go from off to the browser mode, and right to the browser mode, that puts you right into the amplifier. I shouldn't say that. It puts you right into a rig. And the rig encompasses, and I'm not going to go through too much because there's videos out there for that. The stomp boxes, meaning your foot pedals, your amplifiers, an EQ, and some type of cabinet, which they call stack. This button stomp, that button stack, it represents all that. And then there's effects where it has all kinds of effects like your modulation, your delay, and your reverb, and all those things that you would have after the amp or through an effects loop. So it has all those, and if you just go to the browser mode, you'll pull up one of these full setups, a full amplifier setup where you have an amp ahead, pedals, and everything, and it sounds awesome right off the bat. And then it starts getting complex because you can either do this button or this button or this button, and it moves to different amps. One of the cool things about this profiler, one of the quirky things about the profiler, it has the ability to do a lot of different, skin the cat in a lot of different ways. Pardon the pun. And because of that, it kind of could be it could be confusing if you learn if you remember one of the ways and the second part of the other way, and it causes you to, when you go to regurgitate the information, you only remember part of each. Well, it's not going to do what you wanted it to do. I've had experience in that type of thing with lighting boards. For professional lighting boards, they do a lot of that. So for me, it wasn't overly confusing in that point. It just means you got to learn more. But my impression was, oh, this is going to be a lot. So I went and watched about 2 hours worth of video. Watched the startup manual, not the full manual. That's 400 pages. And I did that, and yeah, I was able to go through some of the. Like I said, I have a vague idea of how to go through things, but there's a lot. There's a lot to this amp. Again, it's a killer travel amp. I haven't did any profiling where I copied any of my amps. on it. I have purchased the foot pedal and getting it sent to me, which means I can go into perform mode and make a performance onto my foot pedal so I can gig and hit pedals for like each song, each rack of pedals. It could represent any amount of song. It could do, the pedal board is like this thing could do a lot more than I'm going to discuss. It's a rabbit hole of information. It would be like your computer and operating DOS with it, where you could just manipulate the programs and your coding and all that other crap. That's what this could be like. Or you could just do the functions as simply as possible. You can. It's there. There's simple bass and volume and treble that's there. You don't have to get all crazy. Let me tell you, one of the quirks was this has a tuner mode right here. And the tuner brings up some bad, crazy looking tuner stuff. Strobe tuning and other dial tuning. It's really neat. I plugged my cable into it and got one of my more trusty guitars. Not that I have any untrusty guitars, but you know what I mean. It tunes perfect. And I put it on the tuner. I'm like, wow, this guitar feels like it's out of tune. Why can't it be out of tune? It doesn't matter. It really didn't get hot and cold. It's not really. I didn't understand. Well, the tuner in this thing is off. That much money and the tuner's off. How about that? So I don't know. I gotta go. Like I said, I'm still reading the main manual. There's a lot to this, and you have to go through all the crazy information of the rabbit hole. Sometimes to get to other nuggets too that you're trying to get to. But I'm gonna see if I could recalibrate the tuner. I mean, it's off. I mean, it's not like it's at a different pitch. It's just like out of whack. Anyways, I think I covered all. But believe me, I like this amp. If you're a beginner, this would be a crazy amp to buy. It would make you go through a lot of. You would have to have help. I mean, because you'd have to really understand really what you're trying to do and trying to recreate. Or you can do some simpleton things to it for like $2,300 because I have the one with the amplifier plus tax, $2,600. I mean, it's like buying two big amps, right? Like buying some killer amps. That's what it's kind of like, but it won't be as simple. And I don't know if you could do it. I mean, I have experience with mixers and other type of menu equipment. I do lighting board equipment, and I have other type of automated mixer stuff. And this thing was still kind of it's I mean, yeah. It could be, it's not that very simple in some terms. If you're trying to utilize it at its fullest, you better be good. But it's cool. It sounds awesome. If this was something you were looking at buying before, my first impressions on my cell phone, like I do all my videos, no editing, one take, one cut stuff, raw, dirty. So you could see how it is when you're just doing your own video, opposed to some fully edited, sound edited video. Mine are just raw, kind of crazy, but raw, and you get what my honest opinion. And with this thing, I'll tell you, it's going to be a headache. It's going to take me a good year with the foot pedal to at working at it, to be really, really super good at it, proficient, I should say. But for what I'm using it for, I got to go through the amp. I stopped going through the speaker cabinet. It sounded really cool. It was like awesome. And then I put it into my PA. And then I'm like, oh my God, direct through the PA again was sounding like I was a recorded CD. The cabinet's kind of cool because I tried to pick a cabinet. It sounded just like the PA, like the instruction manual tells you to do, because the tone out of the PA is the actual tone the profiler is trying to do. So I did it both ways, and it's fun. And I have, I don't know, my first impressions are, it's awesome. You guys take care, and that is a big gear geek. I won't be buying anything for a while with that one. All right, guys, take care.